Okay, I am going to do an unboxing today from Sunset Valley Orchids, and I am trying to do it outside because it's where my orchids are going to go, but it is 93 and it feels like it's 101 because of humidity. So maybe it's crazy to do it out here, but out here I'm away from Pinto, so it's probably safer for my plants if I do it out here, but I may die from heat stroke before then. So also out here, if you can hear that banging in the background, that is because there are people basically re-roofing a house just up the street, and that's all they're banging. So we'll see how this goes. I'll try to add photos into the video if I can when the unboxing's done. But here is my package from Fred. I should say that I have been very good about sticking to my Richard Mueller only attempt this summer. I haven't really bought anything except for Richard Mueller's all summer, and I joined the AOS judging program. I'm a student judge, and my first paper is on Leopoldi, and so I contacted Fred for an interview to ask him some questions about how he's using Leopoldi in his breeding program. And of course, after I had interviewed him, I was so enthused by his answers that I ended up going to his website and buying a whole bunch of his new crosses. So here we go. Wow, it is really hot out here, and I didn't bring a drink. It's also really wet out here because it rained last night, and I'm in one of the few places where it's dry. I'm underneath the tree out here. My neighbors have a linden tree that goes over part of my yard on the southern side. And it has no orchids because it's really shaded, and so, or has very few orchids. I have a few shady types, like oncidium types, like right here, that I get. And I have some dendrobiums here, and oh look, my unicum popped another flower. I haven't shared that. Look at the unicum. So, so anyways, so here we go. It's a little hard out here because, you know, either wet or the ground is hard. I would have preferred to do this on my table, but my table is, among other things, fully out in the sun, and I stood there for like 3 seconds and I was like, I'll never make it through a Sunset Valley Orchid unboxing, because as we all know, I get so enthusiastic after speaking or reading anything that Fred has written or hearing him speak that I buy way too many orchids. So here we go. All right, my box is open. Shopping list. I ordered off his website. 2-day FedEx shipping. Here by 8. Got here by 1 p.m. That's really good. Doesn't look like any freebies. Probably didn't order enough. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 11. I ordered 11 orchids. So here we go. And I do have his website up so I can read you the description since he's always come. Okay, so, oh, the Gaudii. Okay, so I got a Gaudii. I tried to order things that I didn't think I already have. This is a coerulea Gaudii. So this is Leopoldi, form of coerulea, by Leopoldiglossa, form of coerulea. And, oh, you can't even see the Gaudii tag. So let's see what Fred says about this. I think I ordered this one because I think I murdered my Gaudii. I think I had one and I got rid of it. But among the things that he shows on his website is that, so he did a release in February, and then he did another release sometime soon, because there's a whole bunch of spotted blue cattleyas that he has basically listed as new. I stupidly, I think I killed my gouty eye that I got from him maybe 2 years ago. So I'm just trying to get it again. I'm a little fearful it's going to be really, really tall, because while I was working on my Cattleya clandiae paper, I discovered things like leopoldi has been moved out of guttata, so it's no longer Cattleya guttata var leopoldi, but it's now been renamed and called Cattleya tigrina. And Cattleya tigrina is like really, really tall. So not a little scared about how big that'll get. I'll have to like make it stumpy by not giving it any fertilizer. Okay, so here we have Cattleya Mark Jones by Cattleya Mott Spot. And I think I got 2 of those because I wanted Mark Jones. So yes. I have, let's see. No, this one is, I only got 1. I only got 1 of the Mark Jones by Mott Spot. Let me see. That is, we're all to the 8,000. Ooh, 8,000s. Okay, so it's a new hybrid. So it's Cattleya Mark Jones SBO, FCCIAOS, and Cattleya Mott Spot Rubens Fine. For a spotted Cattleya, Mark Jones, also one of these tall things, which is Caudabec by FCCIAOS, has an unusually wide petals on its 7 to 11 large flowers. This Grex has been an excellent breeder, imparting good shape, bold spots, and vigorous growth. This Mott Spot, which is Cattleya Cognac crossed to Cattleya Fort Mott, and I have a Fort Mott and I haven't killed it yet, and I've mounted it, appears to be a mutation spotted in a large population of blooming clones. The 4 to 5 flowers have fuller segments and significantly heavier substance than usual. I like spotted flowers for many reasons. They fill my growing area with colorful blooms in the heat of summer, plus they're fragrant. I actually have no idea if the spotted ones are fragrant. I do know that Tigrina is fragrant, because the other judges at AOS Judging, we've had Tigrina come through this spring, and they like spend all this time snuffling it, but I haven't, and no, I can't smell anything, because my nose is always congested. I'm allergic to everything under the sun. So anyways, these will have pink flowers with purple/red spotting and fuchsia lips, and the plants will produce 5 to 8 blooms on each strong stem. Also learn that Cattleya Caudabec is actually Cattleya pennycarota. While I was talking, well actually not when I was talking to Fred, but I told him I was confused about why pennycarota had been renamed, and he basically told me to go read an article by Laura Newton. And it's a really long article. Okay, what else do I have here? So then I have Mark Jones crossed to Cattleya Caudabec right here. I can see that Fred uses the old name to keep these things straight, because if everything was called pennycarota, we would all be so confused. So Mark Jones by Caudabec is 717. So we'll read that. All right. So Mark Jones, which is Cattleya Caudabec by Cattleya FCCIAOS, has a full-shaped flower carrying 7 to 9 per stem. And it has surprisingly wide petals, an olive green color with dark amethyst spots, and a broad red lip. These bloom in the summer, a time when not many Cattleyas flower. Cattleya Caudabec, which is Cattleya Sophia Martin, supposed to be like a version of pennycarota, and cross the Cattleya pennycarota, is a meristem mutation and superior. This is the Linwood variety. Is a meristem mutation and superior to other cultivars. It blooms with large, light pink flowers with dark pink spots and a magenta lip, and the strong stems carry 9 flowers each. Plants will mature at 14 to 16 inches tall. Oh my God, so tall. Have wider petals than most spotted hybrids and produce 7 to 9 flowers per stem. A nice step forward in breeding for full-shaped flowers with wide spotted petals. Here we have the rare opportunity to evaluate the influence of capsule versus pollen parents, so the reciprocal is available as SVO 7673A. I don't know if I got 73, 76 don't know if I did. Or maybe I think I may have it already. Okay, so this is Coerulea leopoldiglossa crossed to Coerulea petite, 7935. Okay, so this is one of the ones he's marked at U, and he says that leopoldiglossa is a significant development in cerulean flowers with blue spots, and the SVO Speckled bloom earned an FCCIAOS, which means it scored more than 90 points. Acknowledged the flower quality and plant vigor of this cultivar. Coerulea petite, which is Coerulea leopoldi crossed Coerulea schilleriana, produces large cerulea flowers on a 10-inch tall plant. Although the flowers are sparsely populated, the potential for passing on its spotted ancestry is good. This hybrid will exhibit the exceptional qualities of the cerulea spotted species in its background, Coerulea leopoldiglossa and Coerulea amethystglossa and Coerulea schilleriana and Coerulea leopoldi. The plants will mature at 10 to 12 inches tall and bloom to 7 to 10 large spotted blue flowers spring above the foliage. This cross is highly recommended and represents the leading edge in blue spotted breeding. So one of the things I learned, I was asking him when he was going to use Cerulea eclandiae in his breeding, and he was like, it doesn't breed through. So when he crosses his Cerulea eclandiae to lower the size of his plants, he says that they don't turn out to be Cerulea. The plants always turn out to be the tipo. Okay, so then I have, I did get 7673A. So here is Coerulea Caudebec Linwood by Coerulea Mark Jones. So I don't know, I'm really disappointed. I almost want to do like the search for Cerulea eclandiaes and then get myself like something else Cerulea that I can actually flower, like I don't know, like amethystglossa or a guttata. I'm really trying to get a Cerulea guttata and then try to see if I can breed out anything Cerulea. But Fred says he's been trying for quite a few years to get Cerulea eclandiae to breed into his breeding line, and it doesn't work. And I know I can't do better than him, but he says that he thinks it's because there's only one Cerulea guttata out there, which was his, and everybody's using the same one to breed, and that's why it doesn't breed true. So we would really basically have to go back to Brazil and find a new Cerulea guttata. I mean, sorry, Cerulea eclandiae. Since eclandiae, Actor's Coerulea, comes from Brazil. It comes from the coastal part of Brazil, and it has a very wide range. I looked it all up, but I don't remember it now. But I'll have to memorize that a little bit better when I give my talk, my first student paper. Coerulea Plum Lulu crossed to Coerulea Caudebec, 7671A. Okay, this is a new hybrid. Okay, you have to admire spotted flowers, which I do. Take a look at Leopoldiglossa Lulu Plum Lulu, which is Coerulea lulu across the Leopoldiglossa Maui plum, which has deep, beautiful flowers in deep burgundy with darker burgundy spots and a contrasting red lip. So Coerulea Caudebec, which we just went through, is really like a form of Pennycrota, and which is Sophia Martin, which is the same cross as Coerulea pennycrota. Linwood must be the final example of Caudebec today, with great color, size, and flower count. With both parents being spotted and having a similar ancestry, expect strong inflorescences of 12 to 15 burgundy spotted flowers. These will be impressive summer bloomers. I'm also using this as an attempt to see how much of my research that I remember, and it's proving to be not quite enough. Okay, Coerulea Comet's Tail by Coerulea eclandiae. Now this one, this is what spawned me to go back to the website and look for it. So I asked Fred, what are you doing with eclandiae? and he basically said that he is trying to breed a hybrid that looks like a clandier, because if you love a clandier, you try to grow a clandier, right? It's got that big, wide lip and those big honking spots on the petals, and a clandier is hard to grow, right? Like I have been working 3 years now to try to grow a clandier well, and I totally agree with him. It is hard to grow. So Comet's tail is something crossed back to a clandier, and is it Phacelis crossed to a clandier? It might be Phacelis crossed to a clandier. No, wait, no. Yes, because I think Phacelis crossed to Schilleriana is Mr. Bojangles, which I grew, I flowered, and then I killed it. So I believe Comet's tail is, well, we'll double check. So anyways, this is his breeding for trying to make an easier growing clandier. Bifoliate cattleyas are some of my favorite orchids. The color, spots, fragrance, and summer blooming habitat are all good reasons to grow them. This is a tetraploid grex, a rarity in bifoliate breeding. Cattleya comet's tail, which is Cattleya landate. Okay, so Cattleya landate is Cattleya leopoldii crossed to, or Cattleya guttata crossed Cattleya eclandiae. And then Comet's tail is Cattleya landate crossed to Cattleya eclandiae. So Comet's tail is 75% eclandiae, and then he took Comet's tail. So this one's actually Cattleya comet's tail crossed to eclandiae. So this would be the next generation of more eclandiae, easier to grow, we hope, fingers crossed. Has a large flower with heavy substance that looks like a super improved Cattleya eclandiae. So that's Comet's tail, of which I don't think he has any for sale, and I don't think I bought any. Cataclandiae with 3 to 4 flowers on a stem. So normal eclandiaes have like 1 flower on a stem, 2 if you're like a super awesome grower. This awarded eclandiae is exceptional with large flowers, broad stamens, and a flat magenta lip. This is one of those very cool hybrids. Even species lovers will appreciate this cross with its genetic makeup of 7 parts Cattleya eclandiae. It's 87% Cattleya eclandiae and 1 part Cattleya leopoldii. These might even fool experts into believing they're pure eclandiae. So I am thinking I would like to get Comet's tail, but I think I failed. I don't think it's listed for sale on this website anymore. But if it ever is again, he remakes it, I'll be getting one. Okay, so this is 7546T, which is Cattleya leopoldii, form of coerulea across the Cattleya pittiae. Also marked with new. It's on the very top of his spotted Cattleya page. Okay, this is a new hybrid. Blue spotted flowers. Wow, who would have thought? I am so trying very, very hard to add blue spots to my collection. This cross brings together 3 important species, Cattleya leopoldii, Cattleya Loddigestii, and Cattleya schilleriana. The last 2 being the parents of Pittiae. The coerulea color forms of these species are very rare in nature, and acquiring select plants good enough for breeding has taken many years. The coerulea grex of Pittiae has already received 4 AOS awards with descriptions that read something like this: 4 flat flowers, petals and sepals coerulea, spotted darker coerulea, lip dark coerulea, throat yellow. By crossing Pittiae to a coerulea leopoldii, we are reinforcing the genetics for spotting, increasing flower count, and strengthening the stem. This is super nice and sorry. This is a super nice and unusual spotted coerulea cross not to be missed. The protocorms were treated with orzoline, a chemical used to increase chromosome count and improve the possibility that some of these will be tetraploid. So I've only bought 1? I only bought 1. Probably should have bought 2 in hopes of getting a tetraploid one. But possibly, I mean, usually they're fuller and thicker and have better substance and bigger, and I bet he already looked over all the seedlings and picked out the tetraploids for himself. Or Ruben did. Alright. But I got one. Try it out. Hopeful. But don't kill it first. Okay. Oh, here's another Lulu Plum by Cottabeck, 7671A. I think I read that one already. So I got 2 of those. A little fearful that the Caudebec won't breed true and we're going to end up with everything looking like Lulu Plum. Alright, Peckhaviensis. So I have a Peckhaviensis. I bought another one. Mine's okay, it looks alright. So Peckhaviensis is Cattleya schilleriana cross Cattleya acclandiae. I got mine from Jim. I think I'm getting this mostly because these are awarded ones. So he crossed Cattleya schilleriana afri, which is SM Joga, against Cattleya acclandiae Kathleen 2, which is a 4N, which has an AM. What a great primary hybrid. These look like huge acclandiae with large oversized lips and 3 to 4 flowers per stem. As afri is most likely a 4N and Kathleen is a 4N. We expect flowers to have heavier substance and larger size compared to previous 2N crosses. So I think the Peckhaviensis I have is a 2N. Excellent baskets on mounts. These are not to be missed. This is the same exact cross at SVO 7198. And you must know it must be nice if I made it twice, says Fred. And the last one. Oh, and here's it's another comet tail cross to Acclandiae. So I got 2 of those in hopes of getting an easier to grow Acclandiae 87%. I'm excited. Cattleya Acclandiae is hard for me. These are in pots. I'll probably move them to a mount as soon as I can. I don't repot anything that I get from Fred for at least a year after it's been here, to give it time to acclimate from his amazing Southern California weather to my crappy Chicago weather. And I found that if I want to put them in semi-hydro, they do better. If I want to mount them, they do better. It's just better if I don't move anything for a while. The hardest part will be remembering to water them in the winter. That's usually where I fail, and when my Cattleyas that have a lot of bifoliate in them die. So wish me luck. That's the end of this unboxing, and I hope I have inspired you to go to Sunset Valley Orchid and get some more spotted Cattleyas for yourself.